Everything we do is here to benefit the client. Every decision that's needed to be made, the first question you should ask is, does this benefit the client, and is this the best thing for the client?
Our goal is to make a difference. We have the tools, resources, training, and leadership to make a difference in our agents' lives and their careers. And then they can then take that to make a difference in their clients' lives and ultimately make a difference in our communities.
We are available basically 24/7 to make sure that our agents are getting the support they need to look like $1 million in front of their clients.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Garage Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching, we have the best technology, we have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
What if you could create memories that would last a lifetime? That would be pretty cool. Well, now you can.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
Welcome to Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. We are here on the north side of Ankeny, broadcasting the home opener for the Ankeny Centennial girls basketball team. I'm Cash Van Bali, running your play-by-play tonight, and this one should be a good one. The Jags have two returning juniors on the court tonight that were starters last year and made a big impact on their team, as well as the Rough Riders have a returning junior this year that made an impact on their team as well. We will be right back with stats from both teams and some keys to the game for your Jaguars. You're watching Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Everything we do is here to benefit the client. Every decision that's needed to be made, the first question you should ask is, does this benefit the client, and is this the best thing for the client?
Our goal is to make a difference. We have the tools, resources, training, and leadership to make a difference in our agents' lives and their careers. And then they can then take that to make a difference in their clients' lives and ultimately make a difference in our communities.
We are available basically 24/7 to make sure that our agents are getting the support they need to look like $1 million in front of their clients.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
Welcome back to Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. Well, let's look at the away team coming into the jungle tonight, the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Rough Riders stats, the top 2 scorers for the Rough Riders were seniors last year, so we will not get to see them play tonight. The third top scorer is Olivia Bailey, which is a current junior for the Rough Riders. She was a sophomore last year and returning back for her junior year for the Rough Riders. A player that you should watch out for tonight is Olivia Bailey. Number 23, Olivia Bailey. Her stats last year put her on the varsity squad just as a sophomore. The Rough Riders had their first game just yesterday against the Lions of Des Moines Christian, and it was a 55-30 loss. The Rough Riders are looking to bounce back in this one and hope to claim 1 in the left-hand column. Let's look over at our home team owning the jungle, the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. Looking at the most scored points last year's senior Kennedy White was the top scorer for the Jaguars with 262. The sophomore returning as a junior, Jaden Pratt, was put in the starting 5 last year and had a great season, only being a sophomore, and came in second in most points scored. The Jaguars had 3 seniors last year contributing to their first round win in the finals against the Wahawks of Waterloo West and the big effort against the Johnson Dragons. The Jaguars are looking to come back to go to state again and claim the state title. Looking at a couple keys to the game for the Jaguars. The first key tonight is learning roles, as the Jaguars have a couple new starters out there and a couple newer starters. And starters that started last year, like Jaden Pratt and Maya Crawford. A couple new starters this year for the Jaguars would be Ava Martin, and number 14, Finley Blackmore. Learning the roles of each other should be a big play in tonight's game. The second key of tonight's game is communication. Communication for the Jaguars should get the Jaguars up, possibly by half, and hopefully get a Jaguar W. Connecting. Jaguars are going to have to connect to each other. Communication is in that connection piece to hopefully get the W for the Jaguars. We've got about 3 minutes left on the warm-up clock, and we'll be right back here on Centennial Digital, brought to you by Freedom Tire.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
Welcome back to Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire, as both teams wrap up warm-ups with about 1:30 left on the clock. The rest walk out to center, and we're almost ready for intros. As the Rough Riders head to their bench and the Jaguars go through their coach tunnel of high fives, everybody gets their tops off and ready to go. And we're going to go ahead and send it down to our number one Ankeny Centennial PA announcer, Cade Tomlinson.
Good evening, fans, and welcome to Ankeny Centennial High School. You have entered the jungle, home of Jaguar basketball. Our visitors for tonight's matchup are the Des Moines Roosevelt Rough Riders and your Centennial Jaguars. It's time to meet the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Rough Riders. At guard, a 5'6" junior, number 1, Brianna Milliken. At guard, a 5'5" senior, number 4, Mariah Dinnersfeld. At forward, a 5'9" junior, number 21, Savannah Lee. At guard, a 6-foot junior, number 23, Olivia Bailey. And at center, a 5'11" sophomore, number 45, Jalea Lee. Head coach for the Rough Riders is Ronnie Lewis. Now it's time to meet the starting five for your Centennial Jaguars. At guard, a 5'6" junior, number 1, Ava Martin. At guard, a 5'8" junior, number 4, Jaden Pratt. At guard, a 5'8" junior, number 5, Maya Crawford. At guard, a 5'11" junior, number 14, Finley Blackmore. And at guard, a 5'5" junior, number 23, Tilly Smith.
What if you could create memories that would last a lifetime? That would be pretty cool. Well, now you can.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
As we return to Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire, we have our starting lineups finished and got our starters for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. As one of the players to watch for the Rough Riders, Olivia Bailey, number 23, is in the starting five. Two of the sophomores last year, now juniors, Maya Crawford and Jaden Pratt, are in the starting five for the Jaguars. We have 8 minutes on the clock, 35 seconds on the shot clock, 5 basketball players from each side, 3 referees.
We're getting ready to go.
And it is showtime, ladies and gentlemen. And number 1 for the Rough Riders has the ball, coming up with it. Guarded by number 1, Ava Martin. Pass up, and it's a steal. Maya Crawford is going to take it all the way, hopefully, and it's 2 for the Jaguars early. Maya Crawford with the early 2 points. Number 1, once again, for the Rough Riders is going to have it. Number 4 bounced off number 1's leg. Number 4 for the Rough Rider has the ball. Guarded by number 23, Tilly Smith. Stole by number 23, Tilly Smith. And pass over to number 5, Maya Crawford, looking to go somewhere. Pass over to Blackmore. Blackmore for the 3. And it is good. First 3-point of the season, scored by number 14, Finley Blackmore. Ball goes over to number 23, Olivia Bailey. Just a little off. Rebounded by number 4, Jaden Pratt. Passed over to number 5, Maya Crawford, to bring it up. She's looking to go somewhere. Pass over to Finley Blackmore. Over to Ava Martin. Back to Blackmore. Blackmore driving in. And we have a good basket on top of the foul.
Rough Rider foul called to number 23, Olivia Bailey. Her first, team's first. Towing the line for the Jaguars, number 14, Finley Blackmore.
Blackmore at the line for the and 1, and it's missed. Rebound by number 45 for the Rough Riders. Brought up by Bailey. Stolen. Crawford hits it. Jaden Pratt recovers, brings it up, passes over to Crawford. Crawford driving, and Crawford with the travel. It's going to be the Rough Riders ball. And
Rough Rider.
looks like we have a timeout for the Rough Riders, and it's going to be a 30-second, so we'll just go ahead and stay here. But looking early, Pratt and Crawford have made an impact already, and Blackmore, the starter for varsity this year, comes up with the first 3-point shot of the year for the Jaguars. Jaguars came out coming pretty strong, 7-0 lead for them. And looks like we have the same returning 5 for the Jaguars. like it's going to be the Rough Riders ball. Number 23, Tilly Smith, and number 1, Ava Martin are in the Rough Rider territory here. And it's going to get out. Number 1, pass to Bailey. Bailey tries to pass over, and Martin steals, and Martin has a good 2 points. Number 1 for the Rough Riders is going to go ahead and bring it up. Number 23, Tilly Smith, heavy defense on him. Pass over to number 45. Pratt trying to get it. And Bailey with the ball. Bailey trying to drive in on Crawford. Crawford has it. And looks like Bailey's going to step out of bounds.
Rough Riders substitution, number 5.
And the Rough Riders are going to have a substitution for Bailey. She's going to come out, and Amaya Crawford's going to bring up the ball. Over to Pratt. Back over to Blackmore, Pratt, and Crawford tries to go up with it. And it's going to be a foul on the Rough Riders. She'll be shooting 2 at the line.
Foul call, number 4, Mariah Vandersfeld, her first, team's second. Going to the line for the Jaguars, number 5, Maya Crawford.
And both are going to be good for the Jaguars. It's going to be 2 there. Bring the lead to 11-0. Number 21 for the Rough Riders is going to bring it up. Heavy defense by Blackmore. Pass over to 45. Pratt is working it. And it's up. And it might have been tipped by Pratt, but Martin with the pass over to Smith. Martin with the rebound. Smith over to Blackmore. Blackmore for her second 3. And it is good. Blackmore with her second 3 tonight. And number 1 for the Rough Riders is going to bring it up. Smith with heavy defense. And it's going to be handoff to number 4. And Pratt goes up. And it's a foul call. The crowd begs to differ on that tip. And Pratt's going to have her first foul. So it's going to be 2 shots from number 4 for the Rough Riders. And the first one is missed. And the second one is missed as well, but recovered and back up. That's a miss. Tilly Smith with the recovery, and it's going to be a foul called on the Rough Riders.
Rough Rider foul call, number 21, Smith.
So
Her first, team's
Finley Blackmore is going to go ahead and throw it in to Maya Crawford. Crawford's going to bring it up for the Jaguars. Passed over to number 4, Jane Pratt, over to Smith. Back to Crawford. Crawford over to Blackmore. Blackmore looking to Pratt. Back to Maya Crawford. Crawford going up, and it is tipped. Blocked by number 45 for the Rough Riders. It's just going to stay there for the Jaguars. Crawford's going to pass it in. Looks like the Jaguars are going to try and run something. Pratt goes out. Pratt hands it off to Smith. Smith to Crawford. Crawford in, and it's missed. Rebound by the Rough Riders. Rough Riders bring it up. Number 1 is trapped. 1-45. 1 back, and it is a travel. Substitution for the Jaguars.
Jaguars substitutions, number 10, Raylan Beatty, and number 24, Lizzie Beam.
So Lizzie Beam comes in for the Jaguars. The actual freshman for the Jaguars, number 24, Lizzie Beam, gets her first varsity start. And it's going to be a foul on the Rough Riders. It's going to be their 4th foul already. Jaden Pratt's going to be at the line for the Jaguars. Shooting 2, she makes her first. And Rylan Boning, number 10 for the Jaguars, it was the other substitution. And the second one is missed, back out. Boning with it to Blackmore. Beam to Meyer Crawford, and Crawford up with the good 2. And so number 1's going to bring it up for the Rough Riders. Number 5 has it. Backward to 1, and it's going to be a missed 3-pointer by number 4. And Boating's going to bring it up. Passed over to Crawford. Crawford to Pratt. Pratt to Blackmore. Pratt to Crawford, going back around, and Crawford goes in, and it's missed. Number 45 for the Rough Rider gets the rebound. So the freshman, number 24, Lizzie Beam, heavy defense on number 1. Heavy defense. Hand it off to number 4 with the air ball. So we're going to have a substitution for the Rough Riders. Now in for the Rough Riders, number 23, Olivia Bailey. So Pratt's going to go ahead and throw it in to Crawford. Crawford's going to bring it up. Passes over to Beam. Beam to Pratt. Pratt to Crawford. Back to Pratt. Tipped, and it's staying here. Tipped by the Rough Riders. Intended pass was to Boating. And Finley Blackmore comes out, and Ava Martin comes in. Crawford passes it out to Pratt. Pratt does not go the handoff and takes it herself, but there's a foul called, and it was a missed shot. So that's going to be the Rough Riders' 5th foul. And the Rough Riders are leading in fouls now, 5-1 in the foul game. First one is missed by Pratt. And Pratt looking here to bounce back and hopefully get this free throw. And the second one is missed as well, and it is going the other way. Refs say it went off number 10, Rylan Boating. So Jaguars put heavy pressure on Bailey, and Crawford takes it. Crawford's going, and it looks like it's going to be a foul, blocking foul. Crawford's going to be sent to the line.
Rough Rider foul called at number 0, Meredith Gentry. First second. Going to the line for the Jaguars, number 5, Maya Crawford.
So we had a steal over there by Maya Crawford and a foul, and she's going to be sent to the line. And the first shot is missed. Looks like Crawford here trying to bounce back. And Crawford does bounce back and scores it. And stolen by Jaden Pratt. Jaden Pratt off a Rough Rider, pass over to Beam. Beam to Crawford. Crawford with the miss. And it's a tip. It's a tip. And steal's going to end up going to Martin. Pratt to Beam. Beam up. No foul called. Inbounds. And number 5 is going to have the ball for the Rough Riders. A screen by number 0. Did not open it up. Passes over to number 4. Pratt, heavy defense. Beam as well. Beam, heavy defense. Rough Riders looking to get something started here. And Bailey boating up. Bailey, and Bailey has the 2. So Bailey gets the first basket for the Rough Riders. Crawford a Beam to Crawford. Pratt to tipped by a Rough Rider.
Jaguars substitutions, number 23, Tilly Smith, and number 35, Kylie.
So number 23, Tilly Smith, and number 35, Kylie Smith are going to be in. And Tilly Smith to Ava Martin. Martin to Beam, over to Smith. And missed pass, tipped. Passes out to Smith. Martin to Smith. Pratt to Smith. And Smith drives in and tipped. And it's staying here. Number 23, Tilly Smith gets the tip off number 23, Olivia Bailey. So we have a substitution for the Rough Riders. Number 45's in for number 21. Smith is going to have the ball down low. Passes over to the freshman. Tipped. And we got it back. Shot clock. And it's going to be tipped kind of up. And the Rough Riders are going to have it. Number 4, over to 5. Beam with the possible steal. She tips it. Over to Olivia Bailey for the 3, and that's missed. Number 35, Kylie Smith, gets it. So the freshman Beam's going to have it over to Pratt. To Martin, back to Pratt. Pratt goes up, and it is just tipped. Some Jaguar fans looking for a foul there, but it appeared to be clean for the refs. Beam's going to throw it in for the Jaguars. Over to Martin. Martin for the 3, and that's missed. Martin gets it back, and that's going to be a foul call. So it's going to be Martin up at the line for the Jaguars, shooting 2. So the foul was on number 45, Jalea Lee. And the first basket for Martin was up, and it's good. Looks like we have one. Finley Blackmore subbing out number 4, Jaden Pratt. And it looks like... And we have a violation. But it's all good because the Jaguars scored that one. So Jaguars heavy pressure and tipped by Beam. Taken by Martin. Barton to Blackmore. Blackmore up, and it's good. It's a nice steal, and another steal from Blackmore. Martin. Tilly Smith. Up and just super close from that 3. It just hit the top of the basket. So 23, Olivia Bailey's going to have it passed over to number 4. Over to 1. And number 23, Olivia Bailey, goes up to shoot the 3. And just missed. And number 23, Lizzie Beam's going to hold it out. And it's going to be, that'll be the first. It's 22 to 2, And we'll go ahead and head to break while the Jaguars and the Rough Riders get a little something to drink. You're watching Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Everything we do is here to benefit the client. Every decision that's needed to be made, the first question you should ask is, does this benefit the client, and is this the best thing for the client?
Our goal is to make a difference. We have the tools, resources, training, and leadership to make a difference in our agents' lives and their careers. And then they can then take that to make a difference in their clients' lives and ultimately make a difference in our communities.
We are available basically 24/7 to make sure that our agents are getting the support they need to look like $1 million in front of their clients.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
Welcome back to Centennial Digital, brought to you by Freedom Tire. And Jaguars going to have the ball. And we're going to have Maya Crawford in, Blackmore, Pratt, Smith, and Martin. And it's going to be a nice pass over to Blackmore to Pratt. And that one's going to fall out of bounds. It's staying there for the gray ball, Ryder ball. And that was tipped, stole by Jaden Pratt. Jaden Pratt to Crawford, stole. Crawford 4-2 for the Jaguars, bring their score up to 26-2. And Crawford looking for the steal, and Martin has the steal. Martin brings it up for the Jaguars, crashing the board, and that's 2 for her. Any idea who scored the first basket of the half? I thought it was, but I'm not sure. So Blackmore gets it. She steals as well. Blackmore having herself a night. Blackmore to Crawford. Crawford crashes. And it's a travel on Crawford. Number 45, Jalea Lee, was there in the lane to greet Crawford. And Crawford just traveled. And we had a substitution for the Jaguars. Number 10, Rylan Bowden comes in for number 1, Ava Martin. And number 0 for the Rough Rider has the ball. Passes over to number 1, Tilly Smith, heavy defense. Over to number 45, and Julius Lee steps out of bounds on the bump from Jaden Pratt. So Pratt to Crawford, Crawford to bring it up. Greeted by a Rough Rider. Number 10, Boating to Crawford, Crawford up, and it's a nice shot. Crawford's having a nice game, 11 points already. Boating, heavy defense on number 0, tries, attempts, and Blackmore over the top, and that's going to be a foul on Blackmore. And Finley Blackmore is going to have her first foul. So it's going to be number 21 for the Rough Riders throwing it in for him, and she throws out, and stole by Crawford. Crawford over to Pratt, to Blackmore, to Boating, and it's a 1 for number 10, Rylan Boating.
Rough Rider foul called on number 1, Brianna Milliken. Her first, team's first.
So Boating's going to be at the line for the Jaguars, and it's going to be a substitution for the Jaguars. Number 23, Tilly Smith's going to come out, and number 24, Lizzie Beam, will enter the game. So the shot is up, and it's good for a and 1. So the Rough Riders are going to bring it up, greeted by number 10, Rylan Boating. Pass over, heavy defense, misses, drops, and we have a jump ball.
Possession, Rough Riders.
And looks like the possession arrow is towards the Rough Riders. And so they're going to have the ball. Passes out, and Beam. Beam has a good glare on her face, ready to play. So Rough Riders have the ball. Number 5 with it. Traveling in, and she has a 2.
Rough Rider basket.
So the Rough Riders add to their lead, add to their points by the 2. Crawford to Pratt, Blackmore, Pratt, over to Boating, and it's going to be a foul on the Rough Riders. we have a substitution for the Jaguars. Boating's going to come out.
Substitution number 35, Kylan Smith.
And Kylan Smith is going to come in for the Jaguars. And that one's going to be on the ground. And that's one's going to go over to Pratt, to Crawford. Crawford up, and we've got another foul.
Rough Rider foul called on number 5, Kenna Leditsky. Her second, team's third.
So this one's going to be for buckets, and Crawford's going to be at the line for 2 shots. First one is good.
Jaguars substitution.
So Jaguars are going to sub out number 14, Finley Blackmore for number 23, Tilly Smith. And Crawford has one more. And it's a nice shot. Crawford has herself 13 points already tonight. And now number 4 for the Rough Riders is going to bring it up. Heavy defense from number 23, Tilly Smith. Over to number 45, Jalea Lee, and looked like a jump ball, but it got out, and it's going to be off Pratt. So the Rough Riders are going to have it down low, and looks like we have a substitution. Number 23, Olivia Bailey, is going to come in for the Rough Riders. And tipped by Pratt. And it's going to stay over there. It's going to stay gray ball, tipped off Pratt. And looks like it tipped and stolen by the freshman. Smith to go up, and that is 2. It was a nice steal by number 24, Lizzie Beam, to get the 2 points for the Jags. And we've got a foul.
Jaguar foul called.
Looks like it's going to be number 35.
Her first, team's second.
Carolyn Smith's going to have her first foul of tonight. So Olivia Bailey is going to pass it in to number 0. And stolen by number 35, Kylan Smith. Pass over to Pratt to bring it up. Kylan Smith up and just bounces out. Taken back though, rebound by Crawford, pops it up, Tilly Smith, and that's good for 3. So the Jaguars lead 42-4 with 3:45 left, and looks like Crawford tries to get the steal, tips it though, out of Bailey's hands. So it's going to stay there for the Rough Riders. So Rough Riders passing into 0. She's trying to go somewhere. Heavy defense though. Stolen once again by Kylan Smith. Smith to go all the way. And just barely missed. Passes out to Pratt with the 2. So looks like we're gonna have Beam to go on defense, double team, tipped and hit, and looks like we have a foul. So that's gonna be a steal for Maya Crawford. We're gonna have a couple subs for our Jaguars. It's gonna be number 24, Lizzie Beam out, and number 1, Ava Martin comes in, and number 4, Jaden Pratt. And it's going to be number 10, Rylan Boating, in for those 2. So Kylan Smith is going to have it. Pass over to Crawford. Crawford misses. Crawford goes up for another one. That's going to miss. Brought down by a Rough Rider. And looks like we have a foul call. Foul called on number 10, Rylan Boating. So number 4 is going to be greeted around the half-court line by number 24, Tilly Smith. Smith over, Over, tipped in. It's out. It's going to stay there. We have a substitution for the Jaguars. Number 24, Lizzie Beam, is going to come in for number 5, Maya Crawford. So it's going to be passed out to number 30. She goes for the 3. That's going to be missed. Rebounded by number 10, Boating. So goes in, and number 35, Kylan Smith with the 2. And Rough Riders going to have the ball. She's trapped. David Martin hands out wide. Stolen by number 24, Lizzie Bean tried to get it, but number 23, Olivia Bailey, snatches it and goes up for the 2. The freshman, number 24, Lizzie Beam, is going to bring it up for the Jaguars. Pass over to Smith, and we've got a foul called on the Rough Riders. So the Jaguars lead 46-6 with about 2 minutes left until we head to halftime. So Smith is going to be at the line shooting 2. And the first one goes right in.
Rough Riders substitutions. Number 21, Savannah Lee. Number 1.
So the Rough Riders have a couple substitutions. And Smith's going to go ahead and attempt her second. That one pops out and recovered by the freshman. Ava Martin for the 3, and it is a good. Ava Martin with the nice swoosh 3-pointer. She's heavily guarded on number 1 for the Rough Riders. Smith looking and pass over to Bailey. Bailey for the missed 3-pointer. Rebounded by number 35, Kylan Smith. So Bean's going to have it over to Smith. Smith has it. Couldn't find a pass. Back over to Beam. Beam in, and she's got it too. Lizzie Beam has her first 2 points of the game. And we've got a foot out of bounds. And that's going to go ahead and turn it over. And so Jaguars are going to go ahead and have the ball brought up by the freshman number 24, Lizzie Beam. Beam over to Smith. Smith looking for a pass. Finds it. Boating. Boating looking to crash her pass. Over to Beam. Over to Martin. Martin in the corner looking to crash. Crash, and she has herself a 2. Ava Martin for 2. She's had 11 tonight. As we head in close to half with 20 seconds to go, Rough Riders are crashing boards. Close to stepping out, but stole by Martin. Thrown to Kylan Smith, and just barely missed. And she's got herself a foul.
Got a foul call on number 35, Kylan Smith. Her second, team's 4th.
So Smith is going to have her second foul of the night. It was a great attempt up there to shoot for the 2-pointer. Just couldn't make it with how fast she was running and the pass, and just wasn't meant to be there. And so they're bringing up the ball. Rough Riders are. And 1 second, and that is going to be it for the first half for the Jaguars. So the Jaguars go to half with the score of 54-6. Jaguars have been dominating currently, and we'll see how the second half plays out. So you're watching you're watching Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Garage Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player. We have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
What if you could create memories that would last a lifetime? That would be pretty cool. Well, now you can.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
Everything we do is here to benefit the client. Every decision that's needed to be made, the first question you should ask is, does this benefit the client, and is this the best thing for the client?
Our goal is to make a difference. We have the tools, resources, training, and leadership to make a difference in our agents' lives and their careers. And then they can then take that to make a difference in their clients' lives and ultimately make a difference in our communities.
We are available basically 24/7 to make sure that our agents are getting the support they need to look like $1 million in front of their clients.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Jarash Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching, we have the best technology, we have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
What if you could create memories that would last a lifetime? That would be pretty cool. Well, now you can.
Welcome back to Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. Let's look at a couple stats for the Jaguars. At the top of the stat sheet today is number 5, Maya Crawford. Her field goal is 4 of 8. She's had a couple fouls committed on her, but still putting up 13 points for the Jaguars. Number 14, Finley Blackmore, with a close second with only 12 points. And with the close third, number 1, Ava Martin, with 11 points. All three having a great night overall, as well as the Jaguars. Roosevelt Rough Riders, Olivia Bailey with the top scoring for them. Let's look at a kind of a point type thing for the quarter foul wise. Rough Riders are leading in the fouls combined of the first quarter and second quarter. So as we go into the second half, the Jaguars are looking at not committing as many fouls as well as the Rough Riders. And the Jaguars hopefully putting up more boards in the Rough Riders, as well as the key for the Rough Riders is to get the ball around a little bit more and hopefully get free space a little bit more as well. But I know it is very hard with that Jaguar defense, heavily defense, playing tight on the Rough Riders. So we're going to head back to a couple more sponsors of ours, and we'll be back. We got about 3 minutes left of halftime. You're watching Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Everything we do is here to benefit the client. Every decision that's needed to be made, the first question you should ask is, does this benefit the client, and is this the best thing for the client?
Our goal is to make a difference. We have the tools, resources, training, and leadership to make a difference in our agents' lives and their careers. And then they can then take that to make a difference in their clients' lives and ultimately make a difference in our communities.
We are available basically 24/7 to make sure that our agents are getting the support they need to look like $1 million in front of their clients.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Rush Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
What if you could create memories that would last a lifetime? That would be pretty cool. Well, now you can.
Welcome back to Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. And we're looking forward here to the second half of this one. Rough Riders versus your Ankeny Centennial Jaguars in the jungle. So the Jaguars lead at halftime 54-6. And we've got 8 minutes on the clock. And we've got Martin Pratt Smith and Blackmore in the game for your Jaguars. And Maya Crawford, excuse me, I missed her. And Jaguars start with the ball over to Crawford, to Smith, to Pratt. Pratt out to Smith. Smith to Crawford, over to Blackmore. Blackmore to Martin, and three-pointer for number 1, Ava Martin. Ava Martin's 2 for 3 at the three-point line tonight. Rough Riders with the ball, number 45. Going to crash in on Pratt. Goes up, and it's good for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Crawford with a fast break, three-pointer by 25, 23 to Smith, and it is a good. Tilly Smith's 2 for 2 at that three-point line tonight. So Rough Riders are going to have the ball here. Bailey has it. Over to 21. 21 goes up and hits the side of the backboard. It's going to bounce out of bounds, and with 7 minutes to go in the third, the Jaguars are going to have the ball. Blackmore to Crawford. Crawford looking for a pass. Goes over to Smith. Oh, back over to Crawford. In the middle to Pratt. All the way over to Martin. Smith out. And a nice save from Crawford over to Blackmore, over to Smith. Crawford up with the two-pointer. Crawford for the two-pointer for the Jaguars. So we've got Rough Rider ball. Crashing. Tipped and rebound by number 14, Finley Blackmore, over to Crawford. Tipped by a Rough Rider. Still caught by Smith. Crawford to Blackmore. Three-pointer. Ava Martin. And it's good. Ava Martin's 3 for 4 from the three. So Bailey passed number 1 over to Bailey. Tipped by Pratt. Hopeful steal. Just couldn't get it over to 45 for the Rough Riders. Pratt hands up. Both fighting, and 45 with the travel. So the Jaguars are going to have the ball with 5:30 left in the third. Maya Crawford brings it up for the Jaguars. Rough Rider with pressure. Pass over to Tilly, to Pratt, over to Martin, and that's 3 in a row for Ava Martin. And looks like we have a couple subs coming in for the Jaguars. But right now, still Pratt with a beautiful vertical on that to grab it. Tipped over to Blackmore. A little confusion there. Over to Blackmore to Pratt. And Pratt has herself a 2. She's 3 for 4 at the field goal tonight with 7 points. Rough Riders bring it up here over to 45, over to Bailey. Over to 21, goes up, missed, and we have a foul committed by the Rough Riders by number 45, Lee. So the Rough Riders have a missed two-pointer, and looks like we have a couple subs here for the Jaguars.
Number 35, Kylie Schmidt. Number 24, Lizzie B. Number 10, Ryland Beatty. And number 21, McLean Kelly.
And sorry, everybody. Still trying to get up with all these subs here with entering the 5. So it's going to be Smith over to Beam. Beam to Hafford. Looks like we have a travel call committed by Hafford. So Rough Riders are going to have the ball. Hatford, possible heavy defense, 21 up. Boating with the heavy D. And it's going to stay here. Oh my gosh. I'm dying. So there's going to be a foul committed by the Rough Riders. Yep, so it looks like it's going to be a foul call on the Rough Riders.
Roosevelt substitution, number 30, Jasmine Carrera.
So as the Rough Riders have a substitution as well as a foul, Jaguars are going to go ahead and bring it up. Beam is going to bring it up for the Jaguars, calling an offense. Over to Kelly. Tipped in. We have a steal from the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Roosevelt's going to go ahead and bring it up. Bailey. Smith meets her. Boning hits her. And it's going to be a nice steal. Smith to Hatford. Over to Kelly. Kelly missed the three. Smith's going to have the rebound over to Hatford. Hatford for the three. And that's going to be also missed. So it's going to go out of bounds, and the Jaguars are going to go ahead and turn it over. The Roosevelt Rough Riders are going to bring it up. So the Rough Riders bring it up. Heavy defense from Kelly. Tipped out by Boating. Boating saw her chance to possibly take the steal, tipped it, and just tipped it a little too hard, and it goes out. So Rough Riders are going to have the ball on the side. And looking for a play out to number 0. Kelly trying to catch back up, but Smith has it. Three-pointer shot by Roosevelt Rough Rider, missed. And Kelly fights for the rebound, but ultimately Rough Rider gets it. So Bailey goes up for the three, and that's also going to be missed. So Beam's going to have a rebound as well tonight. Beam's going to go ahead, tipped. Possible steal, but Smith's going to try and go up. Goes out to Beam. Over to Hatford. Hatfield. And that's going out.
Into the Jaguar lineup, number 3, Emma Hunger.
So, Cotton Smith's going to come out, and number 3, Emma Hunger, is going to come in for the Jaguars. So Beam's going to greet the Rough Rider about half-court line. Pass inside to number 0. Boning heavy defense on 23, Olivia Bailey. But number 23, Olivia Bailey's going to have it. And they're going to add to their points. And Beam's going to bring it up for the Jaguars. Hunger has it down low. And that's more like a juke got her to jump, and refs are going to say that was a travel. So that's going to be the end of the third, and the Jaguars, at the end of the third, the Jaguars lead 70-10, and as we head to the fourth quarter, the Jaguars hopefully can add to the lead as well as Roosevelt adding to their point side. You're watching Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
Everything we do is here to benefit the client. Every decision that's needed to be made, the first question you should ask is, does this benefit the client, and is this the best thing for the client?
Our goal is to make a difference. We have the tools, resources, training, and leadership to make a difference in our agents' lives and their careers. And then they can then take that to make a difference in their clients' lives and ultimately make a difference in our communities.
We are available basically 24/7 to make sure that our agents are getting the support they need to look like $1 million in front of their clients.
So welcome back to Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. So we're going to go ahead and head into our last quarter of play for the Jaguars, as well as the Rough Riders in tonight's home opener for the Jaguars. Rough Riders going to start with it. Pass out to number 5. Over to 1. 1's going to try and drive in on Beam. Beam has her hand straight up. Over to 21. And Hatfield is juked, basically. 2 points for the Rough Riders. So Beam's going to bring it up. And over to Kelly to Beam. Over to Hatfield. Hunger tips it, and it's going to go a steal by the Rough Riders. Number 5 crashing. Hatfield hands up. 21 up with the 3. Missed. And so Beam's going to get the rebound for the Jaguars. She's going to bring it up. Beam pass to Kelly. Back to Beam. Over to Hunger to Smith. Smith goes up, and it's a miss. And a missed 2-pointer by Roosevelt. Beam to Hatfield, tipped by Smith. And it's going to be a backcourt violation.
Jaguar substitution, number 10, Ryland Bating.
So Boating's going to be in, and they're going to bring out Hatfield.
Rough Rider substitution, number 11, Lila Kehoe.
Rough Riders are going to have the ball. Beam's going to greet the Rough Rider at half. Rough Riders have it over by their bench. Going to the other side. Smith greets the Rough Rider. Steal by Beam. Beam to Boating. Boating up, and that's a good
4-2.
2-pointer for Ryland Boating. Rough Riders going to have the ball on their side. Smith goes in, and the refs say that one's going to be a foul, reaching in on it.
Jaguar, foul was called on number 35, Kylan Smith.
Smith's first,
Team's first.
her third of tonight, and it's going to be the team's first. So it's going to be Rough Rider ball, and we have another foul committed. We'll see which number this one's on.
Jaguar foul called on number
Once
35,
again on number 35.
fourth, team's second.
And on number 35, Kylan Smith. Her 4th tonight. Now that one's going to be called out of bounds. Off White, so off the Jaguars, and looks like it's going to be the Rough Riders ball. Rough Riders have it, passed in, goes up for the 2. That's missed. Rebound by Kelly over to Beam. Beam to bring it up. Beam to Kelly. Kelly for 3. Kelly off the mark for the 3. Rough Riders going to bring it up. Hunger and Beam are going to meet the Rough Rider. So Rough Riders on the over by their bench. Back over to the other side. Smith greets her, goes back to man-to-man. Tipped by number 3, Emma Hunger. That's her block. So Riley Hatfield's going to come in. Number 34, Riley Hatfield's going to come back on in for the Jaguars as the Roosevelt Rough Riders throw it in. Back up. And number 5 for the Rough Riders pops it up there, and it's also going to be a foul. So she's going to have one shot at the line. So she's going to go for her 1, and that's good. So the Rough Riders add to their column, and that's going to be 15. So 72-15. So the Jaguars are going to bring up the ball. Beam brings it up for the Jaguars. Hatfield with the ball over to Beam, back to Boating. Boating to Beam. Beam goes up for Smith. Looks like we're going to have a foul, but it's going to also be a steal for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Smith is going to have her 5th foul. Smith's going to go ahead and have to come out there for her 5th foul. It's going to be a so. McLean Kelly's going to come in for Smith. So the Rough Riders are going to bring it up. And they're going to have it. And 3-pointer for the Rough Riders. Off the mark. Just missed. Beam's going to bring it up. Beam has the ball over to Hatfield. Hatfield to Beam. Over to Kelly. Kelly to Beam. Beam to Hatfield. And that's going to be a steal for the Roosevelt Rough Riders and out of bounds. Made the referee run as fast as he can like he was in the Drake relays. So Boney's going to go in and throw it in for the Jaguars over to Beam. Beam is going to go in. She's made herself a pass to half court. Just barely pass it. Pass it over to Hatfield. Back to Beam, over to Boating, over to Kelly. Hatfield with a 3. Just barely missed, and it's recovered by Boating, and we have a foul. So it's going to be a foul called on the Roosevelt Rough Riders, and Rylan Boating's going to be at the free throw line. Her first is good. And on to attempt her second. And just off the mark. So Rough Riders are going to have a rebound. Popped up 3-pointer number 15 off the mark. Rebound. A steal by number 24, Lizzie Beam. So that one's going to be tipped off a Jaguar. So the Rough Riders are going to bring it up with about a minute left in this one. Over to 5, over to 11. 11 to 5. And Boating tries to get in there. So Rylan Boating has herself her second foul. And with 54 seconds to go, the Rough Riders have a double bonus. And we have one at the line. Her first shot is missed. And her second one is up. And it is good for the Rough Riders. And Beam's going to bring it up. Over to Hatfield. Over to Kelly. Beam back over to Hatfield. Hatfield to Boating. Boating up. And she's called on the travel. So it's going to be the Rough Rider ball here. With 20 seconds to go in this one, ladies and gentlemen, Rough Rider's going to have the ball. Zero's going to crash the boards. Lee's looking to crash the boards, and we have a foul call. So Rough Riders are going to be at the line. Her first one is good. So Lee, is going to be at the line, and she has a first one good, and her second one as well is good. So 10 seconds left. The beam brings it up, and she's going to slow on down. And she looks to be ending up holding this one. And 5, 3, 2, and 1. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jaguars add to the win column here. And so the Jaguars, their home opener to the Jungle is going to be a win. They're going to put one in the left column, and the Rough Riders are going to put another one in the right. So as we head to a short little break, we will bring back our final stats of tonight's game for the Jaguars. And the final score tonight is 73-18. We will be right back for the stats. You're watching Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
So welcome back to Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. And our final score here is 73-18. The Jaguars put the first one in the win column, and the Roosevelt Rough Riders add to their loss column, and that's going to be 0-2 for them, and Jaguars 1-0. Looking at a couple stats for the Jaguars did commit 10 fouls and the Roosevelt Rough Riders 11, but the Jaguars over top with the still 17-4. The Rough Riders with the most blocks, 2 of 1. So overall, looking at the flow chart, looks like the Jaguars climbed from the first and did not stop climbing. The Roosevelt Rough Riders towards the end did climb, but that's going to be a final tonight. The Jaguars take their first win of the season, and the boys team goes to Roosevelt tomorrow, and hopefully they can put a 1 in their win column. So that's going to be a final here from the Jungle, and we hope to see you next time we have a live broadcast. This has been Kathy and Bali, as well as the Pollock daughters running the camera work in the production, You're watching Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. We'll see you next time.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Jarash Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
What if you could create memories that would last a lifetime? That would be pretty cool. Well, now you can.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.